Hello adventurers, and welcome back to my channel. Today we are here for a very special treat. We are at the Shepherd of the Hills in Branson, Missouri, and we're about to actually watch one of the plays that started off Branson with its boom. In fact, this particular play has been going on for years and years and years and has a local cast that is absolutely amazing. I have seen this once whenever I was much younger, but I wanted to bring you guys with me today for this extremely special treat. So before we do, let me show you something that we did yesterday. A little backstory behind Old Matt's cabin. This property is actually a part of the original Homestead Act of 1862, where John and Anna Ross took ownership of a 160-acre homestead in 1884. The construction of the cabin began soon thereafter, and he was a skilled carpenter, so at the time, this was a state-of-the-art cabin. Now, I'll show you in just a moment the cabin, and you'll notice that it has withstood the test of time. There have been a few improvements made to stabilize it and keep it in its original structure. However, they wanted to keep this intact because there was actually a young minister named Harold Bell Wright who made his first visit to the Ozarks and ended up staying in this home. Now, why does that name stick out, and why is it important? Well, I am actually going to be showing you the program, or bits and pieces of it, that came from his original screenplay. This is one of the things that actually put Branson on the map, and still to this day remains one of the staples of the iconic Branson show scene. This is a program that is performed annually and has tons of different cast and crew members right here from the Branson area. This cabin right here was the one that welcomed him in with open arms and brought him to the point where he drew inspiration to create this masterpiece. As a result of his contributions, this cabin was actually entered in the National Register of Historic Places in 1983 and has stood strong as a part of the Branson landscape and an iconic moment for everyone to stop in while here at Shepherd of the Hills. Now, while I am filming this, I am actually here a couple days before we're watching the program, but I wanted to come here while it was nice and bright and a little bit less crowded. Now, you can come see Matt's cabin even when they're not doing the show through special events or just on property tours, and I definitely recommend it. There's some great information kind of scattered throughout the property, and there's something else also that I'll be showing you after this. Darn, today it is locked up, so we can't go inside. Let me tell you a little bit about what's inside though. They have a lot of different period style antiques. There's a couple different rooms that you can go into. They show you what it would have been like to live in the cabin at the time that it was brand new all the way up until its final occupants left it. It's pretty amazing to see the detail of the different things that they've actually placed inside. It's everything that would have been an essential, and then they have some of the nicer things also that might have been, you know, the extras. But if this is open, go inside. Well worth it. Amazing. The next stop on our trip around Shepherd of the Hills is the Morgan Chapel. This was built in 1901, and it was actually rebuilt on this site in 1990. This was placed here to pay tribute to, again, Harold Bell Wright, who was a Christian minister. Now, this particular church is beautiful on the inside, but there's something very special that we're looking for: the original keystone. And just under the sign right here, this is where we can find the original Cornerstone, next to a little lamb. Now, when it comes to a visit to Shepherd of the Hills, yes, it is about the play itself. However, seeing these specific items when you're visiting is also very enjoyable, because they all have purpose and were brought here intentionally to support not only this area, but to celebrate the man who created the play. So let's go inside. Last but not least, before we go see the program itself, there are a couple things over close to Inspiration Tower that you're going to want to check out. They have some of these historic markers that tell the story of Taney County, and then also a couple of other things. And then over here in this section, there are actually some really cool statues that have a really neat story. These statues have been here for quite some time and are a little bit worse for wear, but these statues symbolize the various characters in the program itself. And along with these statues, you will find this information sign that tells a little bit more about how they were sculpted, why they were sculpted, and why they were placed here. It is absolutely beautiful story, and I encourage you to definitely stop off at this section and check it out before watching the program. Now, the grounds here at Shepherd of the Hills are very special, and as you can see, there are several different points of interest that you're going to want to check out. Doors open up a little bit before the play starts, so you can go over there and check those specific items out and kind of read a little bit more. But then also something else that's kind of neat, behind us over here, this is the Shepherd's Mill restaurant, open before the play. And it is so good. I'm gonna have to show you that on a different video because it deserves a video all by itself. But for now, let's go over this way, and we're actually going to get on a tram to go down to where we're going to watch the play itself. I'm super excited, and if you can't tell, it's a little bit of a fancy day here on the channel. Okay everybody, we're about to go down into the actual amphitheater area, and I'm really excited. We just took our picture. I don't know how that's gonna turn out, we'll see I guess. But whenever we're down here, I'm gonna show you snippets of the play, and that way you can see kind of what it's about. But you have to come here to see the whole thing. It is amazing. And then we'll kind of recap in just a little bit.
Goal was to help the local officials uphold the law. As the league grew in numbers, they moved their meetings outside to a high, barren hilltop, which in this area is known as a bald knob, one of the most controversial vigilante groups in American history. Because as they became more powerful, some of the men began to use that power for personal gains. And as time went by, their dirty deeds began to make headline news as far away as London, England, New York City, and Los Angeles. The ball knobbers became a major part of our story here in the Ozarks, the Shepherd of the Hills.
Hills and valleys of the Ozarks came Daniel Howitt, a man from the city. Among the people of this neighborhood, he discovered a peaceful atmosphere, the medicine his soul so desperately needed. The Ozark people he lived with found him to be a good neighbor. The trust and respect they grew to feel for him earned him their highest compliment.
All is good. He sure were looking at this here Ozark country. Rough, wild log, yes. It's made that way of purpose. There ain't nothing to flat country nohow. Why, man, it just naturally wears itself plumb out of walking on the level.
For name Wash Gibbs and Joe Gardner. Howdy, fellas.
Howdy, Tom.
Hey, Tom.
Sure appears like a heap hard work going on around here.
A darn sight more than you're used to. Leastwise, we'll all have some grain to show for our work. What you been doing out robbing banks?
Just what are you getting at, Willard?
Nothing.
It's a fight you're looking for.
Oh.
I can so oblige you. Now go and get.
We'll see you after doing it tonight.
Well, Not if you stop off down the hill there at Jen and Stella forehand.
Oh, Lim, I ain't gonna have no time to be stopping by the still. I'm gonna be way too busy leading my new mule home.
Buck Thompson. Oh, you little bandy rooster. Oh, my missus will be madder than a scalded dog when we come home without that mule.
Lollygagging round down to the mill. While I'm home a-washing and cooking and chopping wood. Now I gotta pull that dead blade through!
Oh, I tell you, it's mighty hard leaving these old hills. It's mighty hard parting with you too, Dad. You'll never know what you've done for all of us.
Thank you, Matt. But
Dad, let me say this here while I got the chance. Don't you suppose we can see how you help folks around here? Why, the way you made over this whole neighborhood.
Dear God, my Father, I ask not for the things that men deem great. I covet not wealth, nor honor, nor ease, only peace. Help me that I might in some small measure make atonement.
He's with Dad now. Of course, I ain't afraid neither, because I'm with Dad too.
No, Pete, think, remember, you are Pete.
No, I'm not Pete.
Pete?
Well, Pete, he lives in here. And I'm? Well, I don't know who I am, Dad. I'm just nobody. Nobody can't have no name, can he? Oh, the tree things are talking in his voice?
Yes, Pete, I did. They come. We must go now. The others will be here soon. No, Pete.
Probably offer money, but you know we can't accept it from him.
Oh, I didn't realize he was returning so soon.
Yes, Ike delivered his letter just this afternoon. Oh, and I also received the lady magazines you ordered for me. I certainly appreciate all the trouble you've taken in teaching me.
But look at you. You're a man from the city now. You're just not the Ollie I used to know.
Oh, well, you must mean my clothes. Don't let that bother you, my dear, for when we marry and move to the great city of Springfield, you saw an enormous wardrobe of flying clothes, too.
I'll have to listen to you.
Jay.
Oh, Jay. Howdy, Matthew.
Well, howdy, Ike.
My thunders, Matthew. You take this silly little critter off my hands. I've had about all I can stand by, thunders.
Well, blast it all, driver. You just hold that mule steady. Hold him tight. You start now and I'll break my leg sure. Well, what would Sarah and the girls say? Ah, blast it all. Where's the step? Somebody bring me a table, a chair, a box. Oh my, bless my soul. Oh. What a specimen. What a specimen.
Okay guys, it's intermission, so I'm getting a snack for us, and then we're gonna go back because I just heard the shots go off, which means that it's about to start back up.
Here comes the nacho.
Hear us talking.
No, but I wish you'd do something for me, Daddy. I wish you'd stop riding with him. He scares me.
Hey, Sammy. Where'd you get this pretty little thing? Your pa give him to you for a doll, baby.
Come on now. Got him an hour wash. Yeah, keep on. Come on, kids. Put on that
To give to the Matthews, Jim Wayne, and all the others. But do not try to find out where it came from, or you'll be sorry. But don't worry, this gold was honestly earned. But where could it have come from?
Pete knows.
What's that? What did Pete say? Does Pete know about this?
Of course Pete knows. He went up on Old Dewey Bald Mountain this morning. Of course, he took me with him. The sky was all soft and silvery. The clouds were full, just plumb full of gold. Just like that there. Well, didn't Dad see? Some of it must have just spilled out.
Oh yes, that was God's gold.
Pete says that there is God's gold too.
Old man out of there, I got you. And you, Ed.
Yeah, Wash.
You get around back and make sure they ain't getting away.
It ain't gonna get away.
I told you to get! Runner's coming.
All right, boys, let's take them. A couple of you carry Jim in the mill there. Ike, you get some help take those fellers on into Branson and lock them up.
All by thunders the door, Sheriff.
Okay guys, so I was able to show you little clips of what happened here, but I do encourage you to come out for yourself to see the production. It is amazing, and it's been going on for over 60 years. Now, if you are interested in seeing a little bit more about the production itself, you can come out to the grounds and check out the little documentary that they actually have playing. It's really, really cool. You can meet some of the cast members kind of throughout the park, and the thing I love about this the most is that it is a family-friendly environment. So not only can you come here with yourself and all of your family, but a lot of the characters here have actually grown up with the program as well, so it's super cool. If you've enjoyed today, make sure that you leave a like, hit the subscribe, and check out future adventures. Make sure also that you go into my Branson playlist and check out the Harold Bell Wright video. You're gonna want to if you just saw this. It's awesome.